Hey, Rambo.
Hey, hey,
How's it going?
hot, hot here. But grey skies, but it's like honestly, said last time that it's so hot, it's horrible.
Rambo is currently
Especially,
sweating. He's
especially in it.
he's trying to do a strip show. Record.
Yeah,
Well, your
but
boys put on quite a show. Speaking of putting on a
yeah.
show, congrats to your lads
This
from England. Jolly old
saying it's the
London town, isn't it?
they're saying it's the best game up to now of the World Cup.
Yes, yes. I had a man on the inside. My ex-husband actually sent me some pictures from the match, and I was like, "Of course you went. Of course you went." And he
Oh, did he
said
go?
he went. He went to the stadium.
How much was
I
a ticket?
he
I'm
didn't
interested in.
this is his luck. He didn't even buy it. I
Right.
knew I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. I told him this would happen. Every day I've been asking, "Are you going to a game today? Are you going to the stadium today?" And he's like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to the game. I'm not going." He's obsessed with soccer. This is like his world. And I just, he has really incredible luck. And so I knew that he would happen upon a ticket. I knew that I would get a text saying, "Hey, I'm on the way to the stadium." And sure enough, yesterday I get a text saying exactly that. "Hey, I got a ticket from my neighbor's friend, and da 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 da." And I'm on my way to go see England play versus Croatia. Is that right? England
Yeah,
beat
yeah. What a
Croatia.
game to get a ticket to, though.
Croatia didn't stand a chance. Yeah. But he said exactly what you mentioned. It was the most exciting, the best play, the highest caliber, really, of all the matches to have been a witness of. That was like
Up to now,
up
that's
to
what they're saying.
now.
The best
Up
up
to
to now.
now.
Like
Yeah. How cool. What was your favorite part?
I watched it. My favorite part was that they got a penalty, England, straight away, as they always kind of do. And
Okay.
then the goalkeeper saved it. Then they're like, right, take it again. They took it
Oh,
again, then they scored.
wait, why did he get two penalty kicks? Is that.
The keeper stepped off the line by like a tiny bit. Like you
Okay.
see it sometimes he would have let that slide, but not
Mm-hmm.
for England. They can't let that
Mm-mm.
slide. I was
Mm-mm.
more onto the Portugal game, maybe, because that's like me
That's
prediction.
your prediction. How'd they do?
Yeah.
And who'd they
Well,
play?
the drawn. They played Congo, right?
Okay.
So they played Congo. It was their first ever World Cup. So they've got Ronaldo and all these great players. And they drawn 1-1,
That
right?
doesn't
But
bode so
but
well.
Miss 17 was there.
Okay.
They stayed on 17 wins. Portugal did.
I see.
But
Yep.
so I've
Mm-hmm.
made it all about Ronaldo, this, right? This whole thing. Right. So Ronaldo's number 7, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was their 7th World Cup draw ever. The guy who scored the goal for Portugal is called Neves. If you
Okay.
spell it backwards, it spells seven. Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
And if they were to win their next 2 games, right,
Mm-hmm.
they finished the group on 7 points. And everybody's like writing it off. Everyone's slagging Ronaldo off now, like, oh, it's done, they're finished.
Yeah.
The last time that Portugal started a World Cup or an international tournament was the Euros, actually, and they drawn 1-1 in the very first game. They won it. They won the tournament
Okay.
in
This is just a little
2016.
misdirection. Make us think
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
what
so
I
good.
feel like it is. It's a bit of a misdirection for everybody.
Yeah, you don't really hear much about Congo's soccer team, football team. You don't really hear much about their footy programs over in
Never.
the Congo.
And it was like a
First
close
time.
game. It was
Yeah.
boring. It's like I watched most of what I could. It's like, I find it really boring to know
Yeah.
watch the international games, like especially it's like just drawing the whole way. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
Oh,
lots of
yeah.
sevens. The 17 was there. And then if they are to go through, which I think's strange, if they go through, so they go into the last 32, which usually that's how many games there is, but they go into the last 32, and that game will be played on the anniversary of Jota there, the guy who died, his death on that anniversary day.
Ooh, that's dirty. That's pulling out all
They've got
sorts
to
of like
win, haven't they?
emotional plays. Yeah,
Yeah, there'll
that's
be all
down
sorts
and
of
dirty
tributes and
tactics. Oh yeah. the referees are going to let everything sail right through on that one. We got to give it to him. It's the day of the death. The
And he
day of the
played.
death.
So he wore number 20 for Liverpool. That's what he's famous for, the number 20.
Okay.
And funnily
What was his
enough,
name again?
Congo's
The guy who
Diego
died?
Jota.
Okay.
Funnily enough, Congo's goal scorer was number 20, but I don't know however I'm reaching with that. But he was 21 for Portugal. So I imagine it on that day. I'm going to go for a 2-1. They've made it as well. There's someone who likes a little bet on it. They've made it like impossible to even want to bet on it. Like the odds are rubbish. Like even for Congo to beat Portugal, who've never even been in a World Cup, it was like you get 10 quid off a quid.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like there's no point in even doing it because the chances of it happening are zero.
Yeah.
They
And
come
there's no
close.
upside. Like, yeah,
No
there's no
upside.
extraordinary upside.
If you put £1 on Portugal to beat Congo, you would have got like £1.20 back. It
Yeah.
wasn't even worth doing. But
It's
yeah,
basically inflation.
the 70 it come up at halftime as well. Ronaldo's only had 17 touches all game. Why did they bring that
Why did they
number
even need
into it?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did we need to know that stat unless they're seeding that number, which you've been
Yeah,
onto?
been on it from the start of the World Cup. Like he had the Messi thing, didn't he? That he scored exactly 20 years to the exact day since he played his first World Cup. He scored that hat trick the other day on the 16th of June, and he first ever played on the 16th of June.
And it was a World Cup
Ronaldo's
record. It was a World Cup record of some sort.
he's level with the World Cup record, so he can
Gotcha.
break that World Cup record
Of
in
course he
his
will.
next game in Dallas. Dallas
Oh, here in my fair city,
break that
history being
record.
made.
Yeah.
Once again. First it was
Ooh.
11:22:63 with Kennedy's head popping off, and now it's little
Messi's
Messi kicking
will be
his little
remembered.
football into the goal more than anybody else.
Mm.
Cool. Very cool. I got to see, I guess, maybe a little history being
Yeah, I was
made.
going
It
to say,
was
how was your day out?
another first. So I went to see Colombia versus Uzbekistan,
Mm.
and I think it was Uzbekistan's first
I
World
think
Cup.
that's their first as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that was a little bit of the history. They finally made it. So I didn't go to the game at a stadium. I went to something called the FIFA fan experience at Fair Park in my city. It's this huge kind of park's not even the right word, but it's where the state fair is held every year, and they use those fairgrounds from time to time to host really big events, and so big concerts and things like that. So FIFA took it over, and they've been doing these fan experiences where they have like stadium seating and these huge screens up, and they play all the big games throughout the day, and they have it so kind of each team gets their day in the sun, and everybody just kind of arrives for that game, and it's a really great, like, it's a multicultural experience. Colombia showed up and showed out. I was there to support Colombia. I have a new yoga gal pal, and she's from Colombia. Her and her husband are here on work visas. And she's a teacher, and Columbia has a program with Dallas, this like 3-year or 5-year, depending on what you get, exchange program where they kind of like swap teachers. It's cool. She's here for a 3-year, and she's got some other friends that are doing the same thing, and so she's got a little like Columbia cohort here in Dallas, and she invited me to join them for the FIFA fan experience, and it was so. I mean, first of all, I don't really watch soccer all that much. I kind of know what's going on, but not really. I have no skin in the game because I don't know any player on any team or anything that's going on. I'm like, yay, Uzbekistan, or well, I don't know. And I've said this before. I'm kind of in a say yes part of life. My friends asked me to go to an EDM concert. Not something I do, but I'm like, yes, great experience. Loved the energy, loved the vibe. Friends ask me if I want to go to the Colombian takeover of the FIFA World Cup experience in Fair Park. not
Let's
something
do
that
it.
I would have chosen to do on my own, but absolutely say yes. I love kind of experiencing I love being kind of enveloped into a new culture. And she had a little group come over before we went to her apartment, and she had made, oh, I forgot the word already, but they're these little like bready cake things, and they're kind of the food of the street food of Colombia. I'm sure there's someone out there that's screaming it. It starts with an A. I can't remember. It's made out of cornmeal, and then you stuff it with. You can stuff it with anything. The street vendors, and I mean, you can get them sweet and savory and breakfast or whatever. You can kind of uh, put anything you want into these little cornbread cakes, and we had some braised meats and put them in there, and some like pico de gallo, but it's Colombian pico de gallo, so it's a little bit different. Put that in there. Ate those. They were so good. Ate a little Colombian delicacy, and then we all went out to Fair Park, and it was the colors of Colombia. I don't really get the how they like the I don't really get it because like she told me to wear yellow or red, and so I did. But then their uniforms were like blue, and I'm like, or blue and green. I'm like, what's going on? I don't really understand. But everybody there was wearing yellow and red, so I was like, I must be wearing the right color. So um, uh, it was just to be. I told everybody to speak Spanish because everyone's native Spanish speakers, and I told them I'm working on my I guess, ingesting of Spanish. I was like, do not speak English just because I am here. Carry on
Kind of like,
as usual. Yeah. And it's crazy because I was taking in a lot of crosstalk. I was kind of sitting in the middle of this group, and everyone was kind of talking to people like over me and around me. And I kept saying, like, speak Spanish, speak Spanish, speak Spanish. Just because I'm here, like, I was like, I actually understand a lot more than you think I do. And this always happens to me when I'm immersed in another language within a very short amount of time. At first, it's all Greek, and I'm like, what are they saying? But then soon, somehow, like a context map starts building in my brain, scaffolding starts being constructed in my brain. I'm vibing. Like I'm understanding gists. I'm not understanding every single word, but I'm kind of getting what they're talking about. I'm kind of understanding. It's weird. I would never be able to speak it back to him, but I'm like, I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down. Anyway,
best way
so
to learn it, isn't it? Do you know,
I
being
think it's the
around
only
it.
way to learn.
Yeah.
I think it's the only way to learn. And I had this thought last night about language learning. How weird is it that exposure is how you learn something? Like, all you have to do is hear a string of characters over and over and over, and eventually it will create meaning. Like, what? That's kind of weird. It's just, it reminded me of this thing in kind of psychology or therapy or whatever. It's called exposure therapy, and it's how you're supposed to expose yourself over and over to things that might have made you fearful or triggered or something, and that's supposed to help you get through it. And something about that term, exposure therapy, I was like, I think language is kind of exposure. It's not therapy, but it's exposure programming, I guess. It's like you have to, you learn it just by being exposed to it without any contact. It's weird. It's like, and there's something, I'm not explaining this well. I did stay up till like 3 a.m. because I was so hopped up on energy. And so my brain is working at minimal capacity right now. But it is pretty fascinating to me just how language blooms in the mind. And there's something that kind of like there's like a tipping point within language learning. Like once you learn enough of a language, the rest of it just makes sense even if you don't know the words. Like the rest of it begins like there, even if you have vocabulary gaps, maybe you haven't learned every word of English, but you know a good chunk and you're conversational enough. Well, if you hear some words that you actually do not know, have never even heard, just by having a majority of the language map mapped out, it's almost like you de facto automatically, it like automatically slips in and gets translated for you by you, even if you've never learned the word. I don't know what the phrasing is for this phenomenon, but it's like language is once you get to a certain point, it's almost like self-building. Like you build out the rest. You don't even need to be exposed to the rest. It's almost like the rest, almost like it unlocks. And I kind of think that we have a capacity for every language in our mind pre-programmed, like a program, I guess, like a language program that can run. And maybe we need to kind of code X amount ourselves and get proficient at X amount ourselves, and then the rest of it just kind of unlocks naturally and it's just available for us. Kind of like these stories you hear of people getting bonked on the head and all of a sudden they speak fluent Mandarin Chinese.
Like it's all in there
It's always
somewhere.
been there. It's always been there. And so I know I'm not explaining this properly, but when I was sitting and listening to the crosstalk and the chatter, and I felt the understanding kind of being like blooming, like I was like, I'm translating this. This is weird. I don't know these words, but I'm getting it. Anywho, that's one of my favorite parts of the experience, and just the
How
energy.
was the atmosphere? Was it
Oh,
crazy or
Rambo,
what? Like,
crazy. It was so fun.
and they won as well, didn't
And
they? They won 3-1. I checked it out for you, do you
they
know?
won. I'm so glad they did, because all the husbands that were there would have been miserable. And so with the group that I was with, I'm very happy for the ladies of the group that I was with, because you could tell that, yeah, they take it so personally. You men, you take it so personally when your team loses. You're like, we lost. I'm like, well, the players on the field might have lost. You just watched.
Yeah.
we lost. We won. I get it, but it's just it's funny how my new friend was telling me, she was just echoing how thankful she was that they won, because it would have been days of like down energy and depression had they lost. So we're all very happy that they won. And I would say the crowd was maybe 90% Colombian, 10% Uzbekistan. There was Uzbekistan did score one goal, which I'm glad they did. First game, first time out, first time in the World Cup. Great to score a goal. That must feel really amazing to have that on the on the record books. But there was like one person cheering, you could hear like a little whoo in the back and everyone turns around. They're like, who's cheering? Who's cheering for that? But they scored early. They scored, I think within the first 20 minutes, they scored their first goal and people were losing their minds.
Also, they were behind
No,
Colombia.
Colombia came up one. Actually, Colombia came up 2-0. I'm using the lingo. 2-0. 2-0. And then Uzbekistan scored, and so it was 2-1. And then they got, I think, 8 extra minutes of play. And in the last extra minute, Colombia scored another goal. And the crowd went wild. Everybody lost their minds. It was so joyful, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful, joyful,
Everyone on the
collective
base and
experience.
stuff. I bet it's different at a Colombia game to a different
Oh, they were
team,
drinking.
you know?
They were
Was it?
drinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were drinking. Everybody was double fisting these tall boys, these massive beers. I didn't drink anything. I was well hydrated before I went in, and I was like, I can't. It's a weekday. It's a school night for mama. I can't do it. But I learned that the cost of like one of these tall boy beers, which is like it's a large can, $30.
Colombia.
I'm like, you can buy
What?
30 of those for $30.
Yeah, they're
Like,
from the shop. Yeah, you just go to the shop.
yeah, $30.
It's
Here's the
crazy.
catch: entrance is free. Getting a general admission ticket to the experience is free, and so that's cool. Like you can actually, I feel like that is actually great and very egalitarian. I feel like it's very of the people. You can come and experience this for free. We're not going to charge you. We want everybody to have a great time. We know you can't get into the stadiums. That's going to be thousands and thousands. That's going to cost you your left arm if you want to go to the stadium. But they created this like whole kind of satellite stadium experience. It was very cool. The screens were huge. very great watching, easy to see no matter where you are. It was, multiple screens everywhere. It was great. So that's free. But if you want to enjoy yourself,
Dollars.
if you want to have a little party, yeah, per can, per, and they were double fisting, triple fisting. I'm like, you got $100 in your hand right now. That's that's
Yeah, I'd come out. I may as well have bought a ticket than go there. Like, for how much I would have had.
Oh,
Like,
Rambo. I heard the London boys, the England fans have cleared out every pub they've gone to. Yeah. They like to drink. And I've heard they've gotten kicked out of certain pubs. There was this one pub, I think it's called the Londoner, actually. Okay, the Londoner pub. They're usually open till 2 a.m., but they closed at like 11 because
to avoid trouble.
yeah, well, because the England guys were just getting so wild so early, and they were like, we can't sustain 3 more hours of this. We got to shut it down. And so, yeah, a little bit of a riot, a little bit of a fun riot, laugh riot. But
I've seen a guy say from England, if you want to go from England and you go all the way through to the final,
yeah.
including your flights, it'll cost you
Oh
£30,000
God. Wow.
to go to all the games.
Do you know anybody who's like trying to do
Nobody.
that?
No, no
Yeah.
way. I'm in the I'm not in the ghetto, but I'm in a place where people ain't
Grandma's
going
like,
there for
I'm not in the high
30,000 quid.
streets. I'm
Yeah.
not in the high streets for that.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, I mean, you you would have you would have you would have to be like so extraordinarily wealthy that like literally doesn't matter, which is almost impossible to fathom. Or you would have had to have like been so dedicated, you really saved, like really focused saving on this and be totally okay with like this being the most expensive vacation of anyone of your lifetime, of many lifetimes. Wow, 30K. But I could see that. I mean, getting into the stadiums alone. You
Say $1,000 a ticket for the
Ooh,
first 4 games, and then it goes up.
yeah. Have you heard any chatter about England versus US potentially on the 4th of July?
No, but it. Do you know what? Let me just check
Yeah.
because I know the 3rd of July is the Jota, so it would go. There'd be some games played on the third, some game. It depends what group stage they're in.
Can we
So
look
what
at that?
group number what letter in they're in? Let's just see if there
Let's
is
just
any.
do a quick
That'd be
look.
crazy, wouldn't
That
it?
would be crazy. On
4th of July.
the 250th anniversary of our great country, the US of A, God bless America, we would be playing the country from which we are celebrating our independence.
Yeah, there's one game on that day.
Okay, and where is it played?
It doesn't say where it is yet. It's to be announced.
Okay,
On
guys,
on on here it's saying to
it's
be announced.
it's gonna if oh my God, if it
That would be
is, that
crazy.
would be cuckoo crazy.
And it'd be at 2:30 in the morning that for
Ooh.
us here. For
Okay,
you guys it'd be late, but
yeah.
like 8 p.m. maybe I think. 8:30
Hmm.
p. But here, yeah, you'd have to be up at 2:30 in the morning.
And the
But yeah,
U.S.
that
men's
would be crazy.
team, I hear they're doing pretty good. I
Yeah,
hear the
they've
U.S.
won as
men are
well.
showing up,
I think they
showing
had the
out.
biggest win they've ever had in a World Cup.
Yeah. Paraguay? Paraguay? Is that who they won
Yeah,
against?
they had
Yeah.
the
And
first, the biggest.
they're no, slackers. That's a good
No,
team.
they beat England before, I think. I just feel like
Okay.
it'll do the same thing for England. Everyone, I don't know if you've ever heard this saying. Everyone's starting to say it. Well, radio stations, I'm going to say for now.
Okay.
I've not heard anybody personally say it because my brain will just shut down. When they go, oh, it's coming home. It's just like such an NPC. Hurts my
Like
brain because
the trophy's
like
coming
this,
home?
yeah. So there was
Okay.
the song, England's famous song. It's coming home. It's
Yeah.
coming. Do you remember that football song? So that's what they
No.
say every
Maybe
time.
if you
And
sing it again, maybe it'll jog my memory. Sing it one more time.
It's
The river never
coming
falls for me.
home. It's
Dude,
coming. That's the song, but that was like the most famous song, and I think it was '96. I'm gonna say that song was off my memory there. But
okay.
yeah, everybody just says that all the time. It's like I've not actually met someone in person that said it, but I'm hearing it on radio, seeing it on social media and stuff, just because of like one game. But it's
Well, speaking of all y'all's songs, that is one thing that my ex-husband said. He said that it was such a cool experience because the England crew just came preloaded with soundtracks. Like they had a song for everything.
yeah,
Every type of play, every yellow card called, every time stop, whatever. There was like, as soon as something happened or a whistle was blown, like they had a song ready to go. Everybody knew it, and it just took over the whole
yeah.
stadium.
How did they all know it? It's always got me that even at football games, who's the guy
Who's
who
leading it?
started
Yeah,
singing it, and then they all know the words.
it's crazy.
Before social media, this would have been as well. It's not social media hasn't taught them the words because it was happening before that.
Yeah,
Before
it's
who
in their
teaches
blood.
them?
It's program. It's another
It is
form
a
of
programming,
programming.
yes,
It absolutely
somehow.
is programming. And he said at the end of the game, they all sang Wonderwall, I think is the game. Is it?
Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mm.
I don't know. I think that would have been really cool. I'm glad that sometimes I think my ex-husband gives me remote viewing experiences. Like he's he's always gaining access. He never has to ask for access. That's just not who he is. But he always gets access. He's always invited. Always. I knew he was going to go to the game. I knew it. I just knew it. I was like, that's just how this world works. That's how you work. The world just kind of like invites you. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I can just observe it. And I can predict it and I can observe it when it happens.
What stadium was that then? Is that near you? Is it the
It's
Cowboys?
the
Is that who it is?
Cowboys, the
Is it
Star.
indoor? So
Yeah.
I see something like it was in an indoor stadium.
It's an indoor stadium. They have a retractable roof. It's an impressive. It's an
Is this the
impressive.
one you said where the floor opens up and stuff like that down below it?
Yeah. Floor opens up, roof opens up. It's a very technologically advanced stadium. I remember when it was being built. It's AT&T Stadium, but all the stadiums are having to cover their branding for the World Cup games. So AT&T was all blocked out and everything. All the pictures that I've seen, and same thing with like Gillette Stadium and all their little Gillette razor logos are blocked out. I don't know what the reason is for that, but I guess. But it's AT&T Stadium. It's in Arlington, Texas, which is like a 20-minute drive from Dallas, but still like in what's called the DFW Metroplex, the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, and it's where the Cowboys play. And I got a tour of the stadium back when it was being built, when it was almost open for business. I got to tour the technological infrastructure. I had a contract at the time with AT&T for doing some production work with them, and one of our clients just was like, "Hey, do you guys want to come tour the inner workings, the bowels of this great place?" And I was like, "Yes, please." They had no idea that that's literally my hobby, like being in places I'm not supposed to be. Yes, I
You get to
accept.
see
Yes, we
all
got to go in all
underneath.
the private, and they kept saying like the public will never see this. The public will never see this, and I was like, say less, say less.
So
This
something
is
you've added into this World Cup, which I didn't even realise, like, hydration breaks. That's like an
yeah.
American thing, I'm guessing. I've never ever seen this before, like, where they all just run off and have a drink at a certain point. It's like a 4-quarter football match.
Yes, and everybody that I was with was saying like, "What, this is unusual. This is a new thing." They were mentioning that this type of break for soccer in particular is actually not good for the players because the
Breaking the
lactic
flow and whatever
breaking the
they're about to do.
flow
Yeah.
and the muscles begin to have like a lactic acid buildup when you do this like start and stop sort of thing. And when they take a little break and they go back on the field, their little legs
Something
aren't
I noticed though in the hydration break, they all hold in the waters with like
logos
this.
out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Logos out for the bottles that they're drinking.
Logos out, lads.
But yeah, that's a strange thing, and there's like I said, there's lots of new things for this one. And the balls, like I've said last time, is now technology. There's a
What are
lot
they
of there's a
saying?
ref cam.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, the ref cam was
I've
cool. Like,
never seen that
I've
before.
never seen it either, but all of a sudden they went to the ref cam, and I was like, "What cameraman is that?" That's the
Yeah,
first thing I
that's
thought.
my first thought. Like, who's
Yeah,
filming that
I
one?
was
Like,
like, "Where is he on the field?" And then my friend said, "No, that's the camera. That's the ref. Oh, he has a body cam on." I
that's
was like, "Oh, that
exactly
makes
what I
sense."
thought. I was like, who's that guy?
Yeah, I. Oh, that was like
Yeah,
the
they're saying the
first thought.
ball can be tracked. They can track the ball and
Oh,
where it's been
we
kicked.
know the ball's got some
Yeah, they
technology.
always have done. That's the
We
thing. But
know.
maybe they're just telling us about it now.
Yeah.
Could say at the story, everybody's probably heard me say it a million times now.
Say it again.
The first time my friend's dad caught the ball at a United game, and it was Eric Cantona's testimonial football. And in the ball, it had a picture of a CD, and I didn't know. I was just young, but I still remember it. And it said, "This ball contains a flight disc." Never heard of that before. And from then on, that when I got into this, it's kind of clicked like flight disc. That come back to my memory for no reason, you know.
And there were so many on goal attempts where it kind of should have gone in. Like it would hit the the post, like it would hit the goal post, and and it like off rolling on the ground, it would hit it, and instead of kind of going into the goal, it would go the other way, and I'm like,
Could
I
it
think
be
I think
that
there's
programmed right that it's not somebody with a remote control turning it on saying like what if the ball is set that it goes in a net at a certain
the ball
time?
could absolutely have algorithms. If X, then Y, like all these switches. Like and that it could even be as quote unquote intelligent as like having the script in it, like the
Yeah.
like control, like knowing ultimately who needs to win and by how much at the end of the match, and then just throughout the entirety of the match, there's these little corrections,
Like say
shall we
you've
say.
noticed yourself like it should have gone in like
I
it's
remember thinking a couple times, I'm like,
programmed to
oh,
miss.
that really,
That's
that
just a
bounce,
theory, I
that,
thought, you know.
yeah.
As I
But
thought magnets.
we know there's got to be some sort of manipulation. There's got to be some sort of hidden hand. At the end of the day, this is entertainment. Oh, here's a quote from, hold on one second.
Yeah, it isn't. It's
Okay,
all
I
for
was reading.
betting,
I
isn't it?
was I was brushing up on the Financial Times
Yeah.
as we do. I've got my paper. I stole it from my neighbor. He doesn't read it, so I do. Um, this is a quote about the World Cup, and it says, "The beautiful game's appeal rests on something simple and universal: its ability to confound expectation, create subplots and storylines, and above all, entertain." It's telling us right here.
Yeah.
It's all
And
just these little subplots and storylines. What does that mean? That means scripted. Yeah.
yeah. And like you say,
And
you can't bet.
the ability to
Really?
confound, to keep us to confound, you know? Yeah.
Did you see that game the other day? It's bringing a lot of countries in I've never really heard of. Like, obviously, not Congo is, but I didn't know they had a football team and stuff. And then there was one against Spain the other day. That's getting a lot of. There's two actually. So if you look who's Spain, I can't even pronounce the name. It was Curacao or something. The team that they
Curacao?
played. Cur-
I don't know.
It began with C.
Your
I can't.
guess is as good as mine.
And they draw 0-0 with Spain. This team that has nobody's ever heard of before.
Huh.
And then there's another one, Cape Verde.
Okay.
And you see them? They had like a goalkeeper, and he's like, "Oh, I'm an electrician. Do other work." And then he basically saved the game. Like the amount of saves he done in the game. I think that was a 1-1 draw. I'm not sure who that was against. Might have been, yeah. Anyway, they draw 1-1. And there's a big talk now. He's gone from like no followers, and now he's on like 12 million followers. This goalkeeper, all for saying like, "Oh, I'm
Wow.
poor. I'm just a goalkeeper. I just do electrician in the day, and there's a lot about that. Like they're bringing all these, and out of all these teams, Italy didn't make it, Wales didn't make it, but then like, you've got like these teams that I didn't even know they had football teams. These
Okay,
countries.
real quick, this is a tangent, but I am sensing something that I'm going to call the rise of the everyman. This lowly electrician to overnight 12 million, like he's that's an everyman. An everyman is someone that represents kind of like the populace, people that are working hard, doing their thing, just they're not the elites. It's the everyman. And I feel like there is a focus on like the everyman getting rich right now. So many of the SpaceX IPO stories, like every single story was about these cafeteria workers and janitors and electricians that were going to go from everyman, like, working their workaday jobs to overnight millionaires, overnight millionaire, overnight millionaire, overnight millionaire. That has been such a big thematic that I've noticed. And then now you're talking about this kind of the same thing, totally different arena. Pun not intended, but now it's very much intended.
All just through saying normal stuff. Yeah. So he
Yeah.
said, his actual words was, he said, I couldn't afford to bring me mum. My
Oh,
mum has to watch from home. I couldn't pay for her to come. And that's what blown him up overnight,
well,
basically.
that's sweet. That's a sweet thing. But then you wonder, is that just like, was that designed? Like, did someone say, this is literally what you need to say? This is literally
Either
how you
that
need to
or
execute.
he could be now manipulated because he wouldn't even know what's going on if something did get manipulated to him because he's too concentrated. Like, wow, this is.
Mm-hmm.
He won't be looking at what's going
Right.
around him, because he's too
Right.
starstruck by, wow, what's.
There's that guy. Yeah, there's our hero. Yeah, he's kind of
He's a
becoming
40-year-old, which is old for a footballer. He's 40 years old.
oh, a contemporary of myself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We still got it. We still got
I thought that was interesting.
it.
All these like teams that didn't know even
Yeah.
existed really are
You
all over
know,
the World Cup.
there it's kind of interesting. Um, there's so many purposes of these global games. I'm outside of the bread and circus is one. I actually very much enjoyed my time inside the circus tent. I thought it was fun. I really, really, really enjoyed myself. I don't experience sports as a daily distraction in a way. Like I'm not. So it was fun, kind of being an outside neutral observer. I loved it. But as far these like global games, what I'm seeing a lot of chatter, political chatter, about how the World Cup is going to solve some immigration crisis, and because people will be more understanding of other countries and other peoples through experiencing these games, and a lot of the players on the teams are actually products of immigration. Like, not every player on the team is native looking, or like they mixed race, or immigration, and it's kind of like this is so the immigration part. I know that's been such a hot, just boiling topic for y'all over in the UK. Are you seeing any of those positions? Are you seeing any chatter about like the World Cup being something that's going to bring us together and solve?
I have heard, yeah, I do hear it. I do hear it around, but I did actually hear this just the other day, like somebody saying that about the World Cup, really, that we'll all be here sat watching it, doesn't matter where we're from and stuff. I didn't think much of it till you just said, doesn't matter what colour we are, where we're from, we're all going to be sat in here watching it and having a great time.
Yeah. And
But
there's some truth to that. Absolutely. There are some
yeah,
truth to that.
yeah, definitely.
I had this weird thought. I wonder how many mixed race children are like happen. Like I wonder if there's every World Cup, if there's a boom of like inter country children being born, like they're I was having this conversation with one of the people that was from the Columbia group, and they were talking about the South Koreans visiting Mexico and how they were just having such a good time. Like, Koreans and Mexicans are kindred spirits that you wouldn't have ever imagined these two to be so friendly and well paired. Like the food, the drinking culture, the total experience. Like, the Koreans were having a ball, and we started talking about, like, I wonder how many Korean Mexican babies are going to be born in 9 months.
Yeah,
You
could
know,
be.
and I think that's I I
Could
think that that's
happen.
very cool. I think that's, I mean, there are I'm sure there are some people with maybe a little bit of a Hitler mindset out there that are like, no, keep the races pure.
They
But
always
I
paint England as that kind of team, though, don't they? That do that. I'm waiting for a video yet of them showing them smashing up the bar of I don't know, some, do you know, the Iranian pub or something. Do you know what I mean? Like they always, in
mm,
every World Cup, they don't really show other teams fans smashing everything up. It's always the England fans. Sometimes I think, are they actually doing it, or is it just like an old video or something that's just being reused?
yeah, is it just putting on the stereotype that the London lads are rowdy? I'm gonna say, Rambo, the London lads are rowdy, and there is no fakery or manipulation needed. It is
Yeah.
just the
I see the
boys
thing is they have the
getting the
Mexican
beers.
wave, and the Mexican wave was going around the stadium. I've only seen like a clip of this, so and
Wait,
it
what's the
gets to
Mexican
the
wave?
England where all the fans wave their hands and the whole
Oh,
stadium
yes,
goes
okay.
up.
We just call it the
Yeah, it
wave.
gets to the England section, and they all just start doing that and don't do it. Like, I
Oh,
don't know if that's true. Like, I don't know. You'd have to ask your ex-husband there. I wasn't there, so I don't
he
know.
did say it was actually really positive. He said everything was super positive. Everybody was like super respectful, um, high energy, high spirits. It was like an afternoon, like a day game, so maybe it was a little early. Maybe people weren't so drunk yet, I suppose. But yeah, I need to ask him a few more. We just had a very brief text exchange when he said he was on his way, and then he sent me a couple pictures, and I shared them in the Realize Radio Discord. Y'all, the pictures he sent me from his seats in the stadium, it
It looks
looks like a
fake.
video. It looks fake. I literally said that to him. I said it looks like a video game. That's the first thing I said. That was my response. He sent me two pictures, so it looks like a video game. It does. Like I call them characters. There's like these guys standing in the foreground, looking very London. Like, one of them's got like a bucket hat on, and I was like, that's so London. And the way that they're positioned, their silhouettes, it looks like the cover of a FIFA World Cup. It looks like a video game.
It looked
I
like the pitch was a screen and they was in front of it at the cinema,
I
stood
know.
up at the cinema,
It
didn't it? That's what it kind of
literally
looked
looked
like
like a
to
green
me.
screen background. And it's the same shade. The color of the grass, y'all. That perfect pitch green grass. That's green screen green. That's the perf that's the that is the perfect color to be able to key out. Keying is when you isolate a specific color and can replace it with anything. It's a very, very simple video production manipulation technique. And there is something. I'm like, they're literally playing on a green screen. That is what the grass is. The grass is a green screen. It, just by the mere fact that it is that color, and it is that, yeah. There's something.
How do we
There's
actually know? Because they have those kind of places where you can go and you feel like you're in the stadium and it looks like you're actually used to take a photo, but you are at a cinema.
And what's interesting too, in that particular stadium, in Dallas Cowboys Stadium, there's really no good seats to see the field. Even if you're really close, you don't really see the action on the field. Everybody just watches the big screen. There's a gigantic, there's like there's like a hexagon of gigantic screens position like at the center of the stadium that everybody can see no matter where you're sitting. You get a huge screen in front of you. So what are you going to do? You're going to look down at the field that you literally
Like
can't
the
see
dots
see
running
the
around or
ants,
whatever.
see the
Yeah.
ants running around on the field? Or are you going to sit back and relax and watch the crystal clear, high fidelity, perfectly actioned sequence on the screen in front of you? That's what you're going to do. And so I've always thought this, like, for that particular stadium, it would be so easy to say one thing's going on the field nobody can see and just show another thing on the screen that is the reality that you want to present. That's what everybody's
I think
watching.
that's how a lot of it does get done in all the sports. 'Cause it doesn't matter what you're going to watch, you kind of just watch the screen, don't you? Do you know?
And I remember when I was touring that dang stadium, I'm like, tell me exactly why we need all this technology here. Like, what do we
What
just
happens to just the
like?
field with
Are
some
we
goalposts on?
just
Yeah.
are we just getting really good Wi-Fi in the stadium or something? Like, what's happening here? Like, why exactly do we need this stadium to be so high tech? What's going on? Yeah, and those questions were not answered. And it's not like they were giving me tours of the technology that like opens the big ceiling, the engines that retract the ceiling, or the pistons that retract the floor. I'd actually love to see that technology. That's very cool technology too. No, they were showing me the IT infrastructure of the stadium, the server racks, the server rooms, room after room after room, data, 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 data.
All for the
Why?
football.
Why? Why do we need all that? Why do I need a data storage warehouse, a data farm inside my stadium? That question did not get answered.
Is it picking up on everybody's mobile phones or what? Like
Yeah.
what the majority want to see while the match is going on? The algorithms, then
Something's
the
powering that
ball picking
algorithm in
up
the
on that.
ball.
Do you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know. Yeah, but yeah, it does feel like they're showing us more and more. Why are they even telling us that the football has technology in it? Like, why?
Yeah. They
What's the
gots
point?
to. They gots to. I think, I think the dam has been broken. Yeah, I think that
It
there's
does. It
some
feels
sort
like
of,
we're
it's like
being
forced
shown and
revelation now.
told more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yes.
revelation's here, isn't it?
Yes. And this again, guys, this is a game of show and tell. They are showing us and telling us. It's up to us to see. And it is not a read between the lines situation anymore. It is a see what's plainly and clearly before our eyes. There's no decoding needed. It's, it's so plain. Like they're literally telling us the ripping of the script. The NFL is scripted from yesteryear. Like they're being pretty blunt. They're being pretty blunt about it. I think it's in a way I think it makes things a little bit more enjoyable. It could, if you don't have so much when you kind of realize it's all some sort of play and
Same as
performance.
WWE. Like
Yeah.
when you found out, I remember watching WWE. I used to cry. My dad used to wind me, my brothers up. We'd have a favorite one each,
Did you
and
have
we'd be
that little
crying.
plush
We'd,
stuffy toy?
yeah, we'd have the finger and all
Yes.
this. Like you
Yes.
be crying over whose wins and all that. And then when we found out it was fake, it does affect.
Randy Macho
I
Man
think I just
Savage.
stopped watching it there and then.
Oh,
Yeah, that was my
devastated.
brothers, and I was Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Like we had one. Yeah, but it kind of just kills it for you, really.
I
So if they
remember
was
my
to
brother
say
finding
that,
out, or like people kind of saying that, like as a slur, essentially, like wrestling's fake, and and him like defending it to the death.
defending it
How
like
dare you
Santa
say
Claus
that?
is real,
Right,
that's exactly the way.
right, right. Oh my God, Hulk Hogan
Hulk
as
Hogan, Ultimate
Santa Claus.
Warrior, they were. But my son's currently into it at the minute, wrestling. And
Okay.
when I say to him, like, he goes, it looks a bit fake. And I said, it is fake. I was just showing him. And it's like he can see it is, but he doesn't, he's not ready to believe that it is yet.
What's the word for that? Is it keyfabe, or something like that? There's a
Yeah, like he's
term. There's a term for exactly what. Hang
like he's not
tight.
ready to accept its fate yet because he's kind of new to, well, I'd say a few months into it. But
Okay, yes. keyfabe. I'm not sure if it's either keyfabe or keyfabe. It is the portrayal of staged elements within professional wrestling, such as characters, rivalries, and storylines, as legitimate or real. Although initially a wrestling term, kayfabe has also been used to describe any suspension of disbelief or pretense of reality that deliberately blurs the lines between fact and fiction. Oh, I feel like this term needs to be part of our vocabulary. I'm
Keyfabe.
saying
I've
it wrong.
never heard of that one.
It's K. I was saying it wrong. I was saying key, but it's Kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Kayfabe is essentially kayfabe is essential to creating and maintaining the non-wrestling aspects of the industry, similar to other fictional entertainment. A wrestler breaking kayfabe is analogous to an actor breaking character. Since wrestling is performed in front of a live audience, kayfabe can be compared to the fourth wall in acting, as little to no conventional fourth wall exists in wrestling to begin with. Okay, so fourth wall in acting is basically when the camera is addressed. Like when someone, so fourth wall, like we experience this in the office where like you'll be watching, like the scene take place and all of a sudden someone will look at the camera and like address the audience directly. That's called fourth walling. Also fourth walling is when you have a shot that actually shows the production, like one layer removed. So the production shows the scene, and then if you have a camera on the production, it shows all the cameras in front of the scene. That's called fourth walling. There's a couple different, but
With the
basically,
kayfabe, if they go up to the camera, say, like in a football, or sometimes they'll score and they'll run up to the camera and grab the camera, don't they? Do you know?
I think that's a little different. I think that's a little different. There's still the only reason that fourth wall exists in acting is it's actually a negative term. Like you're not allowed to look at the camera. Like you are, because that takes, if, and it's called spiking the camera actually. Like it is the literal number one rule of being an actor in Hollywood or actor anywhere. Do not look in the lens. Do not make eye contact with the lens. That's what
Takes
it's
away
not.
like, the reality of it, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
you're in the
Because when
room
you
with
make
them.
eye contact with the lens, you are making eye contact with the audience, and when you make eye contact with the audience, they're out. There's something happens. They feel addressed. The suspension of this world that they were not in, that they were just observing, gets broken instantaneously. Something happens. It's ruinous. It's ruinous. And it's very powerful. They literally call it spiking the camera because it's almost like a violent act. And yeah, it's an absolute no-go, and it breaks the feel, it breaks the universe of this world, and like the audience doesn't actually want that. The audience wants to be an observer and an audience member, not, they don't want to be like addressed or like in it. And that's actually why The Office as a series was kind of groundbreaking in a sense. They were the first kind of biggest, most notable show. There's other shows that have like experimented with this, but like looking directly into the camera as like a main element of the show. I mean, that you're breaking your rule number one. So it was just kind of interesting. There was a lot of discussion about exactly that. And actually, it's something that people love about The Office. They love now kind of feeling, when something absurd happens and a character like addresses, looks at the camera, like, did you see that? It makes us feel like we're a part of it. And it's actually a really wonderful technique that's being used now. But for so long, you don't do that.
Big no-no.
A big no-no. And so I guess for the wrestling, it would just be any time that you let down the role. Like two guys are enemies, and then if the camera was to actually catch them like shaking hands or like cutting up and laughing or hanging out backstage or whatever, then the illusion would be broken, and that would be
Just had that. We've just had that with
what?
somebody in like the Parliament, the House of Commons thing filmed. So the reform guy, Nigel Farage, you know who he is,
Yeah.
and Keir Starmer laughing and joking together after the cameras have gone off. Just
Fourth
that, just
wall.
today I seen that.
They
Yeah,
broke the fourth wall. Oh my
everyone's talking about
gosh.
that. They're like laughing and joking together, but if you watch them tell it, they hate each other and they're against everything that the other one stands for, and they're not when the cameras are off. But it just shows like when 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 the cameras go off on a movie, the villain and the hero are mates and probably having a coffee together. Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah. They're both in the makeup chair, like getting ready to go on set
Yeah.
together, just laughing it up, yucking it up. Yeah. Then lights, camera, action. Yeah. I think that, I think all sports have a, a major contingent of wrestling, of like professional wrestling. It's all kind of this, it's all
They do. It's
entertainment.
all one, isn't it? Yeah,
It's
all
all
entertainment,
theater,
sports, entertainment.
entertainment. Yeah. And we know the NFL, the National Football League, is classified as an entertainment company. An entertainment company. Not a sports enterprise, an entertainment company. And when something is entertainment, when something is classified as entertainment, it's basically
Can he
it's theater.
swap? Can he go into something else?
I don't know. I don't know how
Like,
that
well,
classification works.
oh, look at the UFC. That is owned officially by the WWE. So it's the same company. And there's a guy in it now. There's a new guy that's come out of nowhere, and he's a former NFL player. And he's played in the NFL for a couple of years or whatever. Recently, like done well and stuff. And then now he's a UFC guy in the UFC shouting. He got on the mic at the end of his fight the other day and went, "Michelle Obama is a man."
Oh, that's the guy. Okay.
That's
Oh my
the
God.
same guy that was also in the NFL.
This Michelle Obama is a man thing. It is so top of mind. I was asked to be a guest on Nephilim Death Squad. I recorded that yesterday afternoon, and they brought that up a couple of times. The Michelle Obama is a man, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about this.
It never gets old. Yeah, it's one of
Yeah,
those. Yeah, I
yeah.
know what you mean. But yeah, when he brought it up, it's got everybody talking about it again. It's been around for as long as I remember, really, the Michelle Obama is a man. But
And her
it's
dancing on
making out like this
Ellen,
guy's just
you
come out
know.
with it.
Yeah. I, you know, we can say Michelle Obama has some very impressive shoulders. I would say they could rival some NFL linebacker shoulders. Speaking of the
Yeah,
NFL,
yeah. Do you remember
looks
that
like she could
wedding
be on there.
photo?
Yes.
Like that.
Oh my
Everyone's seen that,
God.
hasn't they?
Brick
Is that even
house.
real?
No, I don't know. I don't
And then they
know.
do stuff like you can't find photos of her
Of her
pregnant.
pregnant.
And I
Yes.
see people asking Grok, and Grok confirms it.
And they came out. I mean, we're now in a total tangent with Obama, but like Obama came out of nowhere. Nobody knew him. Nobody knew of him. Literally, he only served in the Senate. He only served for like a year or two. Like he had zero political career. He truly materialized out of absolutely nowhere. Got pushed so just insanely. Like a whole man myth legend was made out of him in an instant, kind of like Zoran Mandami in New York. Like literally nobody had heard of him, and all of a sudden he's
Zelensky, another one.
yeah. Which I heard is the Pope's like keeps tweeting about the Ukraine war again. I'm like, is that still
But again, it's a
are we
form of
still
entertainment again. So if you're not
yeah
into any sports, you're gonna be into kind of politics. Everybody
yeah.
kind of wants to know, don't they, Joe? So yeah, that again is another form of WWE, and they show us, like, say, just pull them out of nowhere
Do you
and
think
give you a new villain or
politics?
hero.
Do you think politics is basically sports for people that think that they're
Don't watch
above
sport.
sports? Yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Uh huh.
I do.
Uh huh. Yeah. For the high-minded, for the people that consider themselves above the bread and circus. I'm like, y'all have
Because
just
that's
left one
sometimes
ring
what
and entered
people
another. You know.
they talk like that, don't they? Like people who are like very like
Hmm.
knowledgeable on politics kind of speak until they're above.
Oh yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The peasants watch the
Yeah,
sports, you
yeah.
know? And without having any sort of with like zero awareness that they too are participating in a complex theatrics of one side versus the other. It's the same, you know, this team versus this team, right versus left. It's the same. And you've got your hero stars and your subplots and your
The villains.
confounding expectations and all these things that make sports whatever so great. um
Yeah, it's
yeah,
got the same base, hasn't it, for all that. The
got the
for all the
same
characters
base,
of politics. It's like the same.
same foundation,
Yeah, that's
the
the
same
word I was looking
foundation.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, the same scaffolding, and they hang different designs on it. One design is a soccer pitch with hot guys running around, and the other one is inside of a parliament with crusty, dusty old men running around. Same thing, same thing, different expression. What do they call it? Same word, different font. Same
Yeah.
word, different font. Yeah. But I'm so congratulations to your team. I hope that England continues to do very well. I do hope that there is some sort of Royal Rumble, America v.
Oh, that'd be
England on the
crazy. Yeah.
4th of July. That would
An
be
alien invasion. I've heard that one's going to happen at the World
yes.
Cup as well. Do you know?
Yes, I think Auntie Koviet, she's shared. I think I had mentioned something about potentially that matchup happening, the England versus America on 4th of July, and she said, "Perfect, right before the alien invasion strikes the White House." And I was like, "Yep, we've seen this before. We've seen this movie. We know exactly what's going to take place." Wouldn't that be something? But if that matchup does occur, that is scripted reality. That is scripted. That is the
Oh,
scripted nature.
on
Yeah.
the 4th of July as
On
well.
the
That'd be.
on America's birthday, and we're celebrating our 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America. Founded on lies, founded on illusions. The
That
American
would be a
dream.
good one.
You have to be asleep to believe it. All right, Rambo, this was a good one.
Good one.
This was a good one. I'm glad I think that might be my last experience at the world, like in the festivities. But I
No
don't really.
more.
If I get invited again, maybe. But on my left to my own devices, left to my own accord, I will not be participating. I don't really love crowds. I don't really love loud sounds. I've got a touch of the tism, and I get very overwhelmed when I get very overwhelmed auditorially. Yeah. I start to I don't even really realize it's happening, but I kind of start to have like a panic attack.
Is that?
Yeah.
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 I'll probably be out of it for a week or so now. Going away. I'm going to Turkey.
Gobble gobble. Rambo's going to
Yeah, I've never been.
Turkey.
Just spontaneously going, just me and my youngest son.
Do
Just
you have a little bit of an
it's
itinerary you can share?
well, it's his birthday
Oh,
in
happy
in
birthday.
another few weeks, really. But because it's before the summer holidays, he asked me, could I just go on holiday, just me and you? And I
That's
said,
so
just I
sweet.
know that's what he
That's
got me
so
heart. So I was
sweet,
like,
Rambo.
I've got to do it. So I just looked and I just thought we'll just go somewhere I've never been. So when we got off the plane and we don't know what we're
Where
doing.
in Turkey?
Sidi, it's called
Okay.
Antalya.
No, not a clue. Means nothing to me. Doesn't
So
look like
yeah, we're gonna
anything to
give
me.
that a go, and that's for a week. So Tuesday till Tuesday.
Till Tuesday. Tuesday
Yeah, I
to
just thought
Tuesday.
yeah, I just thought I'd give it a try with him. Like, I just thought, like I say, it just got me heart when he said, "Can we just go, just me and you?" And I was
That is
like,
really
"Go on
sweet.
then." Like
Yeah. Oh, that's so
a
sweet.
little
I love
adventure.
that. What a little sweetums. Oh.
So I'll be
All
out
right.
because they're not in the World Cup at all. So and it's like 2 hours ahead of England, so they'll be not. I don't imagine I'll be seeing much of it.
Well, don't worry. Don't
Oh
worry,
no,
folks. Rambo's gonna be out Tuesday to Tuesday, but we're gonna record on Monday, right? That's what we
Monday, yeah,
decided. Okay, so we're gonna
yeah.
record our episode. So today's episode is a wee bit late. I we never have this, but I had to pull the plug yesterday. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't flowing. Me and Rambo weren't clicking. I I was having a I was not in my top form yesterday. I just
And to
couldn't.
be fair, I'd smoked a little bit of a joint yesterday, which I ever do. But one of my friends come round who I've not seen for a long time, and
Naughty
that's what he
Rambo.
did. And that kind of knocked me off as well. So yeah, we decided
Yeah,
to
it
do
was
it
a
today.
weird. I
And
was
today
in
is
the.
good.
I couldn't click in. I think maybe you couldn't click in because maybe a little bit of the, not that that's the worst thing in the world, but we, but like, guys, between you and me, fourth walling it, taking that fourth wall down, this never happens. It never happens. Like, we have recorded so many recordings. It is so rare that we've had to like go, you know what? This isn't our best. It was about
Oh,
15 minutes in and I was like, you know what, Rambo? I'm not.
yeah.
Something's going on. I'm not in it. Like I'm. I haven't. I'm in my head too much. Which if I'm thinking during our broadcast, that's like I do. That's the hallmark of me on here is I literally stop thinking. I start flowing, and I have no idea what I
Like now
say.
it's gone, an hour's just gone without even
Yeah,
looking.
yeah.
Like,
And whereas yesterday, it felt like we had been recording an hour. I looked up and it had only been 10 minutes. I was like, uh
felt a bit
oh.
off, but I'll
Yeah.
save it to why I feel like I was, because I feel like energy's been weird with people, but more so my dreams are crazy at the minute, and I feel like that's something to do with it.
I think the
Oh,
universe wanted us to wait until today anyway because we got to talk
yeah,
about different things.
yeah.
Today's episode was a much different episode than it would have been yesterday because we had I had a whole experience yesterday after our recording that now we could talk about. Yeah, so I don't know, the universe I think just worked its way out. So all that to say, today's episode was one day late, but we're getting the episode
Here we are.
next week. It'll be a little early, so kind of back to back. But yeah, our goal, and nobody has like a gun to our head saying you must post at these regular intervals. It's just something. It's just like I give myself rules. That's how I
We're
am
just
like.
used to it in the
We're
routine
used to
of
it. Yeah,
that's
we're used
when
to it. And
it
so when it
is.
goes
Yeah,
off kilter, I'm like, oh no. But anyway,
been a
just
good thing again when a routine's
yeah.
broken. Something
Yeah.
good comes
And I
from
knew
it.
I was like, this is such a blip this is just a blip. This is just a little blip. Like we'll just do it tomorrow. It'll work out. Yeah. So I didn't worry too much, but I was like, and it's one of those things like if it feels like you're forcing it, just it's not good. Just
Yeah,
kind of
that's it.
yeah, just notice that and go, let's just try to do it again when we can flow. Yeah. Anywho, I think today's went swimmingly. So all good. Um Let's see. We do need to set up well, we'll do that for July. Maybe we'll have
Yeah.
a 4th of July, America's
Oh yeah,
birthday group
maybe.
Zoom or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's look at the calendars, but we'll get something on the books. But I really enjoyed our
Could
last
have like a joint watch where we all have the game
Okay.
on in the background if
That'd be
it
kind of
is that
cool.
game.
Okay. Oh my God, a Realize Radio Global Watch Party for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be fun. If that's the game, then it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Like if
Okay.
it ends up USA v England on the 4th of July,
Oh my
we've
God.
got to do it.
Yes. Okay, Christoph. Get up there in your little moon
You heard
base and
us.
make things press your little buttons up there and make this happen. All right, Rambo, we'll talk soon.
Talk soon.